Hey guys, welcome back to some more, let me adjust that, some more gold mining simulator. Let's get a flashlight on. Let's see. I had some thinking about what I would do, and what I'd like to do is get to about 6 ounces of gold. There we go. Now we'll just fill this up, because what we're going to do is, we're going to run, well, first things first, we're going to pet Dozer. It. That's a good boy. Now we're going to run to the blacksmith. We're going to sell an ounce, and then we're going to see if that should give us just enough to process the rest into a bar, and that will help us get a lot more money. And then we'll go buy the second half of the hog pan, or we're going to get the sluice extension, I believe is what it's called. And here's our little momentary lag spike. Called it. I'm so glad I went through these settings, and I say that as we had a major lag spike as trees loaded in. But I went through these settings, and so they're a lot less, they're not as bad as they were before I did, you know, or how bad it used to be. Today was a good day. Technically, every day is a good day because you get up on the right side of the dirt. But you know, today was a good day. Work wasn't too terribly busy. We've been normally around this time of year, it's incredibly slow. Like we're struggling for work. And now, for some reason this year, we are not struggling at all. In fact, we've got more work than we know what to do with. So we get 40% gold price right now. We'll sell that ore. How much can we smelt of the rest? Almost all of it. It's quite literally just a few short. So we'll smelt that much, and we'll sell off the last little bit and get $24 dingoes. So now we have to wait a few minutes. It takes about 15 minutes in game, which we could technically cheat, because this is not technically, oh, we're actually at 12 times scale. Huh, I thought I adjusted that. Well, while we wait, I might get my nicotine. I've got my milk, I've got my nicotine, I've got stew in the oven, warm it up. I did not have to work a very long day today, and now I get to make another video for the YouTube channel. All great successes were had. Travel beyond this point is not recommended. Well, clearly now I have to. Oh, bar's done. And there we go. We have a nice bar of gold. We'll leave that there because it is magically always in our pocket. Even though it's on that table. And we're going to run to the bank. We're going to run. Run fast. Because I'm causing damage to public utilities. Oh. Let's turn the lights off. Now we come over here and we sell our bar. We lost a little bit, but we get $6 grand. So now we have decent money. Now we're going to go buy the extension. We're going to do more. You know, I had not had the sniffles all day, and the moment I start this, I start getting sniffles. So I saw this. You can actually just open that to get inside. So what do we got over here? We got fuel tank. We don't need that. Mobile water tank. That'd be nice. I don't think we can buy the... Yeah. That's part of a DLC package. This is what we would upgrade to after we're done with the hog panning area. Is this mobile wash plant. Instead, though, let's see. Yeah, we can't afford that just yet. Now, the wave table basically does the hand panning for us. But to do that, and it is on sale, we need 4 gallons per minute and 150 kilowatt hours. Mobile generator. Diesel water pump. I would need... Let's see here. I would need well, that hooks into that and also that, so I would need 2 power cables and then 2 water cables, so we need 2 of these. I would need 1 of these and 1 of these. I gotta run back here real quick, because back here is where all the replacement parts are. And I need a water filter. I don't think there is a better water filter, so I'll add one of those on. Because they have like quality and reinforced, so like... So like you have regular and then you have reinforced, so... D-rockers. That's all spare parts. Here's parts for the truck and trailers. Hopefully we won't need to replace any parts on our truck for a while. What is our total up to? Wavetable, mobile generator. We technically only need 1 power cable, because we need to go from the diesel pump or the diesel generator to pump. No, because the pump runs off a diesel. So the mobile generator goes to the wave table. The pump goes to the wave table. The fat water hose and the water filter go in there. Okay. We didn't lose that, did we? No, we didn't. Okay, good. And then I need a jerry can. Can I buy duct tape? No. You never know when duct tape would be useful. Uh-oh. I forgot to mute stuff. Now, we can't get the magnetite separator just yet. Now, what this wavetable does is this is more efficient at panning the goat. Oh, I forgot to get the extension. We get the extension and 2 mats. Let me see who is messaging me. Oh, it's Erin. I sent her a funny. While we're here, let me set this to do not disturb so that if she messages me again, you won't have to hear it. And there we go. Professional YouTubing at its finest. So 47.20, 11 items, order it all. We already have these things. The big bowl. Alright. Come here, you. Now I forget how to... Close enough. Actually, wait. I want... Put those in there. We're going to put this in first. And I want you to go on you. You go there. You go there. You go there. It'll all fit, trust me, it'll all fit. If only just. Well, that's new. That was funny. And then we're just going to chunk that on top. And that should all ride. And then we are going to run to the gas station and top everything off. Fuel is low. I am aware. Okay. Open that up. Open that up. How much is this going to cost? Sure. Refuel. We're going to put diesel in everything because everything runs off of diesel around here. And I think that's everything that needs topping off. Fuel is topped off and ready. We still got $1,100 to our name. That's a good day's work right there. And now we go back to the claim, and we do it all over again. Now what's going to be the really hard part is we gotta keep an eye on the temperature, because if it gets below 32 degrees, the river's going to freeze, and that means the pump's not going to work, and stuff gets damaged, like the hoses and the filters and such get damaged in frozen water. Everything's still back there? Yep. I'm aware there's a story piece. We don't need it. Tell you what, the next time we're running through here, we'll get those story pieces. Because I think there's 3 or 4 there. Now, part of what the wavetable can do, or no, we need the magnetite separator for that. So we run the material through the magnetite separator first, get magnetite out, which allows the blacksmith to be more efficient at his job. I need to cheat here. And we're going to put this right chair. Good enough. And we can just dump stuff in there. We need to make room for all this other stuff, so we're going to chunk this back in the tent. And the pan, the big bucket and the pan back in the tent. Once midnight hits, Old Arnold's going to take his cut of what we've done today. So I would like to get stuff in position before all that happens. So here's our diesel generator. Put that there. Water pump. I could have bought the pump version of this, and I probably should have, but it is what it is. Actually, we need to go. Yeah, that should work. And you go there, jump over that, go there. Doesn't have to look pretty, it just has to work. Where's our in? In is there. We're gonna run this in down here and drop it. And then we're going to put this and attach it there. And now we're set. And I just realized I forgot to put the light on. So, we'll start running these real quick. We're going to save a little bit of use. So it takes, I think, 11 passes 11 of those cycles to fill these mats up. Wait. I don't mind doing this little bit of extra handwork. Volume seems to be a little loud on that. So what if I turn that down to there? How does that look now? Okay, so process pay dirt, almost a full cubic yard. We've earned gold was 85, was not quite an ounce. So we paid an eighth of an ounce. I guess the nuggets don't count. Which I suppose makes sense. And like I said, I am keeping the nuggets because I'm already punishing myself hard enough as it is with these additional, playing on hard with the additional challenges on everything. Luckily, our guy does not need to sleep, nor does he need to eat. The only reason he would sleep is because we want to pass time. Currently, we have no reason to pass time. We want to work and make money. This is basically the beginnings of the game. Hard and humble start. .38 ounce nugget found. That is a pretty lucky find. I got an achievement. Interesting. Find 10 ounces of gold. I guess it means like 10 ounces as in we found that in nuggets. Now that we got 4 mats, it's actually it takes longer to fill them all up. Which I'm not complaining about. It means we'll get more gold out of it. You can see the occasional sparkle of gold as it gets found. So I was watching a couple of YouTubers who were doing the leaderboards, which I think opens up in a week. Maybe less. And I was thinking about joining the leaderboards, because you get, I think, 30 days. It's a 30-day competition between all the different people. We wouldn't be limiting ourselves to any specific challenges. We'd just be doing standard difficulty. And I'm thinking about entering it this year. Or rather, this next one. Because there are neat little things, like you can win skins and bragging rights. But I am not a professional at this. I haven't done a whole lot of stuff. Like, I haven't played like I said, I got a few dozen hours in this game. But it would be one of those, I'm playing against guys that know the game in and out. I'm also playing against people who, I wouldn't say use certain exploits because it's part of the game. So like, every time we find a gold nugget while we're shoveling like this, you can keep shoveling after 100%. You lose the pay dirt, but if a nugget procs, you still get the nugget. And the nuggets are more, you get more out of those nuggets than you do out of the gold that you pan. But I want to try and do this legit. I don't want to use any quote-unquote exploits. Because that's technically what it is. You're exploiting it. Like, they could do the code to where you can't add any more after the 100%. But it's not a game-breaking bug. It's almost a non-issue. And so many people utilize it that it'd be kind of pointless. I wouldn't say it's cheating, per se, but, you know, so many people do it that... That's close enough. Bucket is full. And now, we pour this up here. We actually do a whole nother could do a whole nother one if we really wanted to. So we turn that on. We turn that on. And then... That's true. Oh, I gotta pull the cord. Where's the cord? Where's the start cord? There it is. And survey says... we got 0.73 ounces of hard-earned gold. Oh well. Still worth doing, in my opinion. Now I could get the pump version of this, which is not terribly expensive for what it is, and get another hose and hook this up to it and just have this constantly flowing. But I'd be running through so much more diesel, which diesel the price of it isn't terrible. But everything's alright. I could actually just I'd need to get the pump version. Because I was thinking I could just, use the one hose and just keep disconnecting it from the weighing table to the pump and back and forth. But it would still involve me having to get the pump version. And being willing to, want to spend the diesel to do this. And I'm not ultimately convinced that that's worth doing. Because the longer you run equipment, the more damaged it gets. And I forget if there's a way to check the quality, like where it's at in its use. I'll have to look at that between episodes. We are finding plenty of nuggets, though. And that's going to be real helpful. Because the more nuggets we find, the more we're going to be able to afford for the next tier of equipment. Because right now we're doing everything as, this is tier 1. This is baby 2. And this hog pen area can pay out a lot of good gold. How much of this are we going to dig up? I haven't decided. I would need to go do some mathing. Because we're going to need an excavator. And that's a lot of money. We are going to need the mobile wash plant, which is a fair chunk of change. We're going to need some more hoses and more equipment. And with me doing no loans and no leasing, it really slows everything down. But it's going to be fine. I might actually go get the pump version of this. I'll have to think on that. And I will need to go and do maths to find out how much gold we're actually going to need to buy all the equipment that we're going to need. Because I think we're going to need, like off the top of my head, I think we're going to need like 200 ounces of gold. Refined to afford everything. I know if we get to 200, we should be able to afford everything we need. But I'm also tempted to work this hog pen area for all it's worth. Which means we would be here for a while. But if we keep finding gold nuggets like that, it may not take as long as we think. Yeah, we lost out a little there, but It's fine. It's all gravy, baby. I think when it comes to the leaderboards, I think it's only gold that you've actually processed. I don't think they count nuggets. We'll do this last little double bucket. Like, we'll do this last little clean out. And game. Please don't do that. It's doing an autosave, so everything kind of froze up. We have gotten pretty lucky in that we haven't had to worry about any, the temperature hasn't gotten cold enough to freeze the water yet. Which is nice. I really appreciate that. Because that would basically bring everything to a screeching halt. Because the river will freeze. .3 ounces found in a random nugget. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do is we'll just save up to 200 ounces. And then we'll start getting equipment. So that we can go out onto the main claim. Because the main claim is where we're going to make the vast majority of our money. But don't discount the hog pan either. Because the hog pan, like this area right here, you can see how much we've already gotten. We've gotten a total of like, let's do some quick maths, not quite 30 ounces of gold, and most of that was in nuggets. But like I said, this game is a nice, chill, relaxed game. And you can pick it up on Steam. The community is, you know, not super big. But there's always, there's a ton of people playing this game while waiting for Gold Mining Sim 2 to come out. You kind of, you know, play the game your way. So if you don't like how I'm playing it, you can get the game and play it yourself. Ooh, that stew is smelling delicious. Right about now. I need to finish this up so I can go eat. What's it gonna be? Two more full washes. table. Oh, look at that, it's raining. I tried to squeeze out that last percent of that last shovel. The bucket is full. The wave table is full. So, let's crank her up. Let's see what we get. .3 ounces. 1.3 hard-earned ounces. Who's a good boy? Well, apparently he got some food in there, even though it looks like water. But that's going to be it for today's episode. Let's go ahead and save the humble start. Things do not like it when you save. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about today's episode. Let me also know if you want to watch me get all the way to 200 or if you want me to do it on my own and bring you back when I got the 200 gold. I'll double check some things while this is editing up to find out how much we're actually going to need, which hopefully isn't a lot. Hopefully it isn't terribly a lot. But we need the magnetite separator, we need the mobile wash plant, we're going to need some odds and ends, but we're also going to need an excavator. And I don't remember how much that is, so I will go and look that up, and I'll let you guys know next time. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you liked it. Don't forget to say your prayers, read your Bible, and don't forget, God's always with you. Toodles.